In Florence, 1512, Niccolo Machiavelli became dragged from his bed at sunrise, tortured, his frame damaged, his electricity, function, and delight stripped away. Exiled to a farm out of doors the town, his enemies predicted him to fade into obscurity. Most damaged men might have begged for mercy or wallowed in self-pity, replaying their mistakes. But Machiavelli did something exclusive, something dangerous. He studied folks that destroyed him, dissected their strategies, analyzed their psychology, and from that bloodless analysis wrote The Prince, the most feared book in human history. It's not approximately recuperation or moving on. It's a manual for how strength so thoroughly that nobody can ruin you once more. The middle of energy, how not owning the majority thinks strength is about what you have got. Machiavelli observed it's about what you apprehend, seeing the game others pass over, recognizing styles in every betrayal and manipulation. His enemies tried to wreck him by taking the entirety. Rather, they gave him the best present, the motivation to decode the gadget that overwhelmed him. 500 years later, that gadget still operates. The same mental video games, human weaknesses, and predictable actions disguised as random chaos. The Prince is your manual to grasp it. If you're ready to take a look at strength instead of feeding ache, declare it. I have a look at electricity, not pain, due to the fact what follows is the running device behind each human interplay. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Law 1. Mastering chaos through styles. Machiavelli learned in exile that chaos isn't random. It has patterns, and patterns can be overcome. He known as it fortuna, not luck, however, an opposed force that seeks to destroy what you construct. Each betrayal, failed plan, or disintegrate is fortuna at paintings. Most lose due to the fact they assume chaos is unpredictable. Machiavelli saw deeper. Fortuna is like a flooding river. It destroys the whole thing until you're prepared. He wrote that fortuna controls 1/2 your actions, however the different half of is yours, in which your virtue lives. This isn't Sunday college virtue. It's your ability to impose will on a adverse global, pick out styles, construct defenses, and strike when chaos suggests weak spot. Your best screw-ups accompanied patterns you may have foreseen. The buddy who betrayed you sent signals for months. The relationship that imploded had cracks you disregarded. The opportunity that slipped away had warnings you selected not to read. Fortuna respects boldness. Machiavelli noted chaos favors the young, not in age, but in ferocity, refusing to cower whilst the arena assaults. The weak build partitions and prey. The powerful construct dams and redirect the river. So, what are you building now, while lifestyles is calm? What defenses are you getting ready? Fortuna is looking, checking out, waiting with the intention to get relaxed. In case you're geared up to forestall, waiting for protection and start engineering control, claim it. I don't pray to live on the typhoon. I grow to be the typhoon. Law 2. The strength of notion. Machiavelli uncovered a brutal reality. Humans decide by means of appearances, no longer truth. Guys decide greater by using their eyes than their palms. Most never get close to the fact. They determine primarily based on shallow impressions. That is your greatest advantage. He diagnosed 5 sacred appearances to master. Appear merciful, devoted, humane, upright, and non-secular. Notice he said appear, no longer be. If you're virtually all these things all of the time, you'll be destroyed by means of individuals who aren't. The powerful task strength, even if inclined, calm, even if calculating, generosity, even if strategic. This isn't hypocrisy, it's notion control. The masses, what Machiavelli referred to as the vulgus, are clean to deceive due to the fact they want to consider the surface. They see confidence and count on competence, piety and anticipate morality, serenity and in no way suspect the strategic thoughts underneath. The key, adaptability. Seem merciful, however maintain the ability for cruelty. Undertaking constancy, but preserve strategic flexibility. Your recognition turns into your strongest weapon. Humans react to who they assume you are earlier than discovering who you actually are. By the time they do, you've already gained. Manage perception, control outcomes. In case you're prepared to lay out how others see you, declare it. They see what I permit. They trust what I lay out. Law 3. The twin nature of strength. Machiavelli referred to as it the secret of ideally suited power. You need two natures, man and beast, lion and fox. There are two methods to fight, via law guy or through pressure beast. Relying on one by myself is fatal. The world is simply too dangerous, human beings too unpredictable. The lion is raw, overwhelming pressure, unleashed whilst someone crosses your line, tests your barriers, or mistakes your patience for weak point. Fast, decisive, unmistakable, but the lion is blind to traps. That's wherein the fox comes in, seeing the entice earlier than it snaps close, analyzing the room, expecting betrayal. The fox negotiates whilst it serves, lies whilst fact is a burden. But the fox can't fight a wolf head on. Lions die in traps, foxes die in open combat. A creature that shifts among both is unstoppable. Most people are predictable, always competitive or usually diplomatic, continually trusting or usually cynical. That predictability kills them. You analyze the state of affairs, then deploy the proper nature, lion for clear threats, fox for hidden ones. In case you're prepared to stop being predictable and end up the adaptable predator, declare it. I'm the lion that strikes and the fox that vanishes. Law 4. The arithmetic of removal. Machiavelli perfected the artwork of eliminating limitations without creating enemies. Cesare Borgia needed to pacify a lawless area, so he appointed a ruthless lieutenant, Ramiro d'Orco, with limitless authority. D'Orco overwhelmed the rise up through terror, but the humans started to hate Borgia for the cruelty. So Borgia made his masterstroke. He had d'Orco imprisoned, cut in 1/2, and displayed within the public rectangular. One blow, a couple of effects. The humans have been avenged. Borgia seemed simply, and each person found out the price of overstepping. That is cruelty properly. Use, rapid, decisive, finite, and grew to become to benefit. Most do the other, half of measures, hinted effects, second probabilities for individuals who have shown their true hues. That's cruelty misused, breeding greater enemies than it removes. The precept, whilst you remove someone, do it absolutely. No sluggish withdrawals, no blended indicators, no open doorways for perhaps later. A easy, final cut teaches a lesson to all who see it. One decisive motion prevents 1,000 future checks. In case you're geared up to forestall, making empty threats and start making lasting decisions, claim it. I strike as soon as the lesson lasts all the time. Law 5. The human set of rules. Machiavelli decoded human behavior in one devastating statement. Guys are ungrateful, fickle, deceitful, grasping, and cowardly. Not a few guys, the fundamental code of human behavior. Each betrayal, damaged promise, or second someone prioritizes their comfort over your trust follows this application. Self, hobby mainly. Build relationships assuming humans are appropriate and you're on quicksand. Build systems that work with human selfishness and you emerge as unbreakable. Fear trumps love because it speaks to self. Upkeep, the deepest layer of human programming. Gratitude expires. Loyalty is conditional. Favors breed contempt. The pal who borrowed cash avoids you. The person you helped forgets your call. It's now not private, it's the algorithm. Forestall anticipating people to transcend their nature. Create mutual gain in place of one-sided favors. Encourage appreciate via power, now not affection through kindness. Build relationships wherein forsaking you costs extra than staying dependable. In case you're equipped to see people as there, now not as you desire them to be, claim it. I don't hate their nature. I make the most it. Regulation 6. Turning pain into strength. Every betrayal is a masterclass in human nature. Every disappointment reveals a gap to your defenses. Machiavelli found out this the difficult manner. Torture and exile didn't spoil him because he treated his destruction as a laboratory. He studied his enemies, analyzed their techniques, and extracted styles that solid his immortal power. Your protocol: don't simply experience pain, examine it. What weak point did they make the most? What blind spot allow them to get close? What sample did you ignore? The person who ghosted you after you helped them taught you that unreciprocated investment breeds contempt. The buddy who joined your enemies showed that loyalty without electricity is nugatory. The possibility misplaced to hesitation revealed the fee of indecision. Every lesson builds your early caution device, recognizing manipulation, boundary tests, and subtle symptoms of exploitation. Clever people examine from their errors. Strategic humans research from their enemies' successes. In case you're equipped to show scars into strategic advantages, claim it. Every betrayal is a lesson. Each lesson is electricity. Regulation 7. The unbreakable citadel. Genuine protection isn't hiding. It's growing requirements so sophisticated only the worthy benefit get admission to in your internal circle. Your mind is sovereign territory. Not all and sundry gets a visa. Clear out every person, communication, and invitation with one question: does this reinforce or scatter me? If someone brings chaos, inconsistency, or emotional confusion, they're disqualified, not with anger, but with distance. This creates the replicate effect. Your emotional clarity displays others' proper natures. Manipulators see their own video games. The poisonous experience their own venom. The vulnerable understand their desperation. Maximum can't take care of their mirrored image. They'll call you bloodless, modified, or guilt. Trip you to lower your requirements. Let them. Satisfactory human beings admire barriers and value individuals who protect their peace. Folks that combat your limits screen their intentions. In case you're ready to treat your interest as a treasured, useful resource, claim it. My thoughts is sovereign territory. Intruders are eliminated. Law 8. The gravity of presence. Input a room, and a few people shift the surroundings simply via present. Conversations adjust, postures shift, dynamics reorganize. This isn't chance, it's gravity. Machiavelli knew powerful rulers ought to seem robust, even when they aren't, due to the fact perception shapes reality faster than statistics. The name of the game: shortage. Most people crave validation, oversell themselves, and overcompensate for lack of confidence. That desperation reads as weak spot. Do the opposite. Turn out to be strategically inaccessible. Your attention is forks. Don't waste it. Your words bring weight due to the fact you don't argue pointlessly. Your presence subjects as it's now not guaranteed. When you prevent looking for approval, human beings wonder what you realize that they don't. Your silence forces them to show greater than they intended. This is psychological effect. Even as they are trying to decode you, you're 3 movements ahead. If you're equipped to stop performing and begin commanding, claim it. I don't enter rooms, I rework them. The complete gadget, architect of consequences. This isn't self-development, it's strategic reconstruction. You're now not becoming a higher version of yourself. You're becoming a person absolutely unique. You've constructed a mind that detects fortuna's patterns earlier than they strike. A presence that controls belief before reality topics. Twin natures that adapt quicker than others predict. Surgical decisions that cast off problems without developing enemies. Intelligence structures that flip pain into electricity. Citadel protocols that make you psychologically untouchable. Gravity that instructions admire without demanding it. Machiavelli wrote that controlling your thoughts controls the arena no longer through suppression, however structure. A system so state of the art that external chaos can't pierce your calm, so calculated that others' emotions can't sway your choices. People be aware without understanding why. They hesitate to assignment you. Respect barriers they didn't understand you set. You're now not a person matters manifest. You are making things appear. You don't argue with reality, you design it. If this transformation has all started in you, claim it. I'm no longer turning into. I am. The arena adjusts hence. The prince lives in you currently. Act as a consequence. Will you operate what Machiavelli suffered an entire life to find out? If this shifted your view of power, be part of those who see the game even as others pass over it. The vulnerable float. Future rulers act. Who are you?